Today we're taking a look at Treyarch's Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and we're going to take the angle of looking at the single player options available. Now, you would have heard that Treyarch have decided to remove the single player campaign and instead have opted to focus on the multiplayer actions instead. Now, there's a new addition to the series, which is the Specialist HQ, which offers you a bit more backstory into each character class. So if we go into the theater, you can see here that you can look at your modes, but then if we go to the Specialist HQ, there is a story and a dossier on your character. So let's look at the specialists. Here are the current roster of the specialists. Now, each one has its own unique weapon set and backstory. The idea here is to play through on recruit, regular and veteran to gain your stars. And basically it's a tutorial to help you learn the nuances of each character, which you can then bring into other modes. So if we just go back and look at the story, you can see there's all kinds of story videos that you can watch. Then there's other stuff as well, and then there's other videos you can watch as well. So there's a whole sort of selection of content that you can unlock as a single player. Now, this is a single player section of the game, and it just follows the characters that you've chosen. So I'm not going to dive into a match. It's basically, you can see from the specialists that each one has its own style to play. So for example, Talk will play on the team deathmatch, whereas Seraph will be on the control mission, and so on. So these are all the various modes on offer. So it's a good way of just giving you an introduction to the characters, the classes and the weapons available, so you can then bring that into other modes. But it is a single player option. So if we go to the multiplayer now again, this is a mode where you can play it online with other players, or if you want to do the single player on your own, then you can go to your options and you can then try and play with bots, which is a standard feature for the series. So let me just go into the options here, and there's all the bots. You can then change the difficulty, and then you can add the bots to your lobby, and then you've got all these modes of offer. So let's just take a look at those. So there's the standard modes that you've got on offer, which is pretty if you're used to the Call of Duty games, you'll be very familiar with these. And then you've got this nice selection of maps. So all of these are playable in single player. You don't have to bother with other players, and you can just enjoy the game in that way. So let's just go back to the rules. That's where you're going to set your parameters, and we can just go into a quick game. So we'll put a time limit. I just got to change the actual mode first, because we don't want it on control. We'll just put it on basic, search and destroy. No, kill confirmed. That's the one. Kill confirmed. And we got the hardcore kill confirmed, or the standard. So we'll put it on the standard kill confirmed. Right, and then you can then tailor the options. I'll keep it on the seaside map, and then we'll tailor the options. 10-minute. We'll put it at 5 minutes just for the sake of the video. There's a score limit. Then you can adjust the points, and then you can adjust your spawn selection, and we keep the timer and everything else all default. And then you've got these other settings as well. So interestingly, you can change the health of the character. So let's just mix it up and keep it on a very low health. So it's almost like a one-hit kill mode, and see how we go from that. So it should be quite a quick round. Obviously you can then create your classes, but we won't get into that. Right, so we'll leave that there and we'll start the match. So there's everybody ready. So obviously you, as a single player, you can then change things around. You can maybe do 1 versus 1 or 1 versus 8. You know, you can mix it up just to give yourself that challenge. So there's plenty to do here if you're not interested in playing with other players, or if you want to create a private room, then you can obviously invite your friends to a private room and go toe to toe against the bots, which is quite cool. So choose my character. I'll go with Sarah.
Reporting for duty.
But I do think you do have to put the bot's level of difficulty up quite high. Otherwise it's a bit too easy and predictable. But the AI does act reasonably well.
Black Ops control the
So we've got
AOE.
this damage modifier on, so we're going to have to play it a bit more cautiously, and the bots are on hardened difficulty. So literally a couple of shots and they're going to drop. The same goes for my character as well. Now you can also set the number of lives.
We've taken control.
Enemy throwing cluster grenade.
Battery kill.
So you kind of get the point.
Kill.
That's what I owe you. Nomad wasted.
UAV standing by.
In the turn, sensors are capture your objective.
So as you can see, it's very fast paced.
UAV perimeter established. Angels 10.
Cost UAV, my grid. Sensor dart out.
We've got a comfortable lead so far. Got 3 minutes left on the clock. So I think we can hold that lead.
TAC deploy beacon planted.
Ouch. So yeah, you can't use the heal now because that health is on 30. It makes it redundant, which is quite cool.
TAC deploy
Crush
beacon
down.
online.
Talk kill.
Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with these various modes. Whoops. And just enjoy the game without any of the competitive
Way out in place.
stuff that you might not be enjoying when you've got all kinds of players and different skill levels. It's also a good way to practice and learn the map layouts. So should you want to jump into a real game, then you've got that option as well. Now, I must say as well that you have to play with an online connection.
Hostile. Got talk.
Got to collect those tags.
Don't get complacent. Finish the mission.
He's ready to rock.
Neutralize battery.
He's ready to rock.
Neutralize.
48 seconds left. So I'm running this at 4K resolution and at maximum settings, keeping 60 frames per second, which is great.
MTC is dry. Give it all you got.
But I am using the new RTX 2080 Ti.
Chucking 9 bang.
Hostile. Hostile.
Medical override system available.
Oh, unfortunate there. Got a
Medical
tag, hope
override.
the AI can pick that up. 2 seconds. Well, we've won that match. Victory.
Mercs will think twice before trying that again.
So not bad. The only thing that you are going to miss out on if you play against the bots is you're not going to be leveling up your character. That is strictly reserved for the competitive multiplayer. So that's giving you an idea of what to expect. Let's leave this now and move over to the next. So that was multiplayer. You got various options, and obviously you can do that with the specialist. Then we have the zombies mode, which is a series favorite. So what I'm going to do is just jump into a game, and again you can play this solo, or you can have bots included, which is pretty damn good. And obviously you can have 4 players or just 2 players, but I'm going to just have it with 2 players for a bit more added challenge. And then you've got these various modes as well, I mean maps as well, that you can play. But we're going to keep it on the standard Voyage of Despair. So you can change your bot over. It's randomly selected. Right, we'll play with those 2 characters. And let's just jump right in. Again, you've got these classes as well that you can customize. So a pretty fun mode to play with. And again, for even so all hell has broken loose. And obviously people who played the game before will be right at home here.
Damn it, damn it, damn it!
But obviously the inclusion of AI
Everyone okay?
means it's a lot
Nothing
more involving.
bitten off?
There is something very wrong with this ship, and the poor souls on board. I think we can all agree that our heist has not gone smoothly.
The passengers have been changed! Just like that creep who snatched the artifact and started this whole thing.
Maybe I should just use what's left of my ammo and go down in a blaze of glory. Oh, Alistair, my dear old, possibly dead friend. What have you gotten us into?
Could everyone just shut their yaps and concentrate on securing the area? I was told I could trust you. Can you please show me that my father wasn't entirely full of shit? At first, everything on this ship was finely crafted. Those days are gone, baby.
I would raise a glass to celebrate such a perfect shot, but I fear the bar is no longer open.
I'm not in the mood tonight, slackskin. They keep coming. Crawling out of every damn corner. We need to figure out a plan before we're all shredded.
It seems the artifact, my medallion, has somehow wrought the chaos that unfolds all around us. Now we must decide how best to react.
Double points.
This is bizarre. And I know bizarre. I have dated Americans. I'm sorry to report that your overall arm count is rather
It's good having
depleted.
another character there as backup.
Why is it that a gun from a wall makes my brain hurt more than walking dead people? Why does everything always come down to money? Does this mean I can bribe the ghouls to leave us alone?
So the bots will open doors. They're not just there to be extra firepower, which is quite good.
It looks very much like a box. The purpose of a box, however strange, contains something.
Not good,
I should
not
have seen that
good.
one coming. Too bad I didn't.
Your first mistake was touching me. Your second, letting me find you.
Yeah. Enjoy this moment, Diego. Just make sure it never ends up in one of your dime store novels.
The blades of vengeance are sharp and ready to
Bonus points.
Don't worry. I don't plan on letting this burn a hole in my pocket. I get the gun part. It's the transaction that leaves me confused. That one wasn't so bad.
Perfecto! If time were on my side, I would make every bullet blossom into a beautiful headshot.
Ooh, that one looks surprised. I was too.
Out of ammo! Oh, brightness of night!
Insta-kill.
I'm tired of your bullshit! Scepter of Ra's all charged up. about fucking time.
Not for the first time. I have cheated death. Given our current situation, I expect it will not be the last.
Are you flapping those gums at me, Diego? Or just self-aggrandizing for your own amusement?
I'm separated from my partner, not good.
Double points.
So, Diego, you seem to see everything as a big, dumb adventure. My father thought you had a little more depth. Why am I not seeing it right now?
You may be looking in the wrong places, Scarlet. My flippancy and general lust for life are some of the qualities Senor Rhodes admired most about me. I had hoped you would feel the same way.
I'm just glad they won't be wailing and screaming for that much longer.
There's the artifact. Do we want to reacquire it? Or is it somehow damaged? I wonder what else the Rhodes are selling tonight. Any tequila? Now, I am no fool. You know something of what is unfolding on this vessel, Scarlet. Which leads me to ask, how much exactly did your father explain in his letter?
It's hard to know what's explanation and what's the deluded ramblings of an unraveling mind. He's a lot like Shaw in that respect. Thanks for the gun. I'll figure you out later, Wall.
Hands off the merchandise! This coal was crafted by Italy's finest tailors! Of course they catch fire. At this point, why would they not?
Doesn't taste good, but it gets the job done. You keep asking for it, bub. Now you can.
That's it. Game over. So obviously you got chances of survival a lot more if you have the full 4-man team, but that gives you a good idea of what to expect. And as you can see there, the AI bot was doing really well, better than I was. So a really good companion to have. I mean, you can spend hours playing the zombies mode over these maps and with the different parameters and all of the other upgrades and classes that you can mess around with. So it's cool. Now you can see here that you can bookmark the film, and you can go back and watch your action moments in the theater, which is what we showed you earlier. So you can just watch that. I mean, you can see there 34 minutes I survived with the full team compared to our 13:37. Okay, I think that gives you a good idea of what to expect. So there's a reasonable amount of content that you can play here as a lone player if you're not into playing with other gamers, which I know some of you prefer that. So this is Rob Cram signing out. Thanks for watching.